Hello, welcome to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming. In this video, we're checking out the reveals from the Warhammer Animation Preview Online. Lots to talk about, to be honest. We got shown off a whole bunch of stuff, I guess a sizzle reel trailer of what's coming up, which you can see in the background right now, as well as the names and kind of a very brief synopsis of some of the shows that are coming, and more importantly, the announcement of Warhammer Plus, which is essentially their streaming service. Yeah, there's actually a lot to talk about, but we'll talk about Warhammer Plus at the end because it's a very interesting development. We kind of knew that was going to happen, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's talk about some of the shows. There's a lot of projects in the works. I think there's 12 new shows, not new, ones we've known about, and then a few new ones. So it's going to be interesting. So let's go through them one by one and we'll talk about them. First off, we already have Hammer and Bolter. We knew that Hammer and Bolter was coming. This is something they've been talking about for a long time. It's an anthology of animated stories. I think we've already seen some of the Sisters of Battle animation, and I think in the trailer there was a few others that seem to jump out to be from Hammer and Bolter. Don't really know much else other than that it's going to be across all the worlds of Warhammer, so who knows what's going to be in there. 40k, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Warcry, I don't know. I don't really know. There could be so much. We don't really have much more detail at the moment. Then we also have Angels of Death. This has been like the big one that they've been going on about. We've seen a little bit of footage already. Now we've seen about 5 minutes, including like the intro. I will talk about that a bit more in depth because we do have that extra footage. There's a few things I'm a little bit worried about, but we'll talk about that later. We also have the Exodite, which is a Tau stealth team suit. Wow, no, Tau stealth team. It's a long morning, doing Tau things. So we have a story from the Tau, which is interesting. I think that's a good thing. I'm liking that there's going to be various different perspectives rather than just completely Imperial. But then we go back to Iron Within. So when beleaguered Astra Militarum forces face annihilation, they must turn to salvation from the most unlikely source. Is the enemy of your enemy really your friend? We'll see. If that really is your friend. Again, we don't know much about these shows, and we'll talk about that in a second. Well, let's keep going on. So we have the Altar of Wrath. After a grinding war of attrition, the last Black Templars of a crusade seek to strike a final decisive blow against the Necrons to end battle for good. Good to see we get some Black Templar craziness going on, because I do love the Black Templars. We also have Black Talon, which stars Neve Black Talon from Age of Sigmar, which is really awesome. We hadn't really known a lot of what was going to happen with Age of Sigmar with the animated series. We've got Neve Black Talon. The notorious hunter is unleashed to slay Sigmar's most grievous foes, but the secrets of Neve Black Talon's past follow wherever she treads, even beyond death. So I'm happy that we're getting that. And we do have Interrogator, a tale of crime and heresy in the Imperial Hive City. Ooh, and it haunts the servants of the Inquisition. And the logo itself does have the Inquisition logo. I'm all about the Inquisition. I think it's a really cool idea. So hopefully we get some cool video there. We also have Broken Lance, which is a whole bunch of Imperial Knights running around facing the sins of their predecessors. Some giant robot fighting action. We also get Prior Nexus, which is set in the Prior Nexus. Don't really know much else. Probably going to be Space Marines and Sisters of Battle and Necron. From what I can tell, based on the sizzle reel, it's probably expanding on the trailer that announced 9th edition. That's what it feels like, because there's no other reason why that would be in there. That is definitely set in the Prior Nexus itself, so that makes sense. And we get High Lords, which is going to be like a political, corrupt, intrigue and danger type show, which is good. I really love that they're expanding upon these areas that we know about. Sure, we've got it in the lore in the books and everything, but now to see it in animated form, I think that's really good. I really love the idea of the High Lords and that whole administration of the Imperium. It'll be a really interesting insight into them. And finally, we have Astartes 2. We've all heard of Astartes, the original series. That was just stunning. It was one guy doing some stunning animation that outplayed a lot of stuff that you actually get in Hollywood. To be honest, it was absolutely amazing. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Hopefully he has a bit of extra help. I'm hoping he actually gets a full-time salary to work on Astartes, and hope he gets a few more animators involved, just so he can just craft this story, because it was going in a very, very interesting way at the end. That was a cliffhanger. It's like, what has happened here? I want to know. So it's very exciting. But before we get on to talking about Warhammer Plus, I want to talk about the the Angels of Death trailer, or at least the first few minutes. I'm excited for it. I am a through and through Blood Angels fan. It's taken me this long to admit it. It's taken me, 30 years to admit it. Through and through Blood Angels fan. I have some concerns about this series from an animation perspective. We've seen some of the animation now, some extended shots of a particular Space Marine talking and the ship commander. I don't like the animation. The mouth movements in particular don't match the dialogue. I recommend that you do go and watch the trailer and make up your own decisions, make up your own mind. But to me, it doesn't sit right with me. When you look at some of of the mouth movements, it's like, oh, that doesn't really match up to the words that they're saying. Mouth doesn't move, the face doesn't move, the throat doesn't move. There's no expression sort of in the rest of the face. And you also see this in the ship commander. I've already forgotten her name, but in that first shot of her in the new 5-minute segment, when she turns, when you see it, you'll see it's sort of like dead eyes, I guess is a good way to put it. So that's one concern. The other concern is that I've always had is the really crunchy compression on the contrasting. So I love the idea that it's black and white and then red. All the Blood Angel stuff is red, blood is red. I really, really like that idea and that aesthetic. I just think that it's the black and white and grays really, really crunchy. And you'll see what I mean when you watch it. The blacks are very black and the highlights and the lowlights are pushed right to the extreme. So I'm a little concerned about that. I'm interested to see where it goes. The opening section of the, I guess it's a captain, I don't know, whoever the Terminator is, looks really good. But yeah, I do have concerns. That's just my own personal preference. Let me know what you think below, whether I'm an idiot and I've got no idea what I'm talking about. Right, let's talk about Warhammer Plus. This is an interesting one. How do we talk about this? Basically, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't think I understand why they want to do this. They want to have their own platform where they can put things on. That's great. I completely understand that. However, something about it is like, oh, do we need another streaming platform? Would Games Workshop be better served to use an existing platform rather than having a bespoke app? So what they're saying, this is a new service that's heading your way in July. You'll be able to start watching all of these shows and more on your favorite device, from mobile to tablet to your 4K TV, thanks to a bespoke app created by a big name in VOD content. So we're having our own app. It seems to be tied in with another platform. I get the impression that it's actually Amazon that probably does this. I do know they do it with a few other things. I think the Pokemon channel does it, and I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head. But I think there's a few channels or bespoke apps that basically run off Amazon backend or Amazon Prime. That's okay. That part I'm okay with. What I'm not okay with is the fact it's not on that platform. It's a completely separate app off the platform. You're not going to be able to discover these things. So if you're not a fan, you're not going to find them. You're not going to be able to do anything about it. You'll be finding it through other services, and then you've got to sign up to another service or download another service rather than going through like Amazon or Netflix or YouTube. And I was thinking YouTube might actually be a better avenue for them. You do lose some features, but you can, on the main Warhammer community channel where they upload all the trailers and paint guides and build guides and everything, put a members wall up, because you can have membership things on YouTube now. Pay your subscription fee and you get access to all this extra content. I think that having it off that, while it does give them more control, I understand that's the complete point, that you do get more control because you're on an app separate and not reliant on other services. I think you might be missing a big market. If I was doing this, thankfully I'm not, because like I know what I'm talking about. I think on YouTube, like I was saying, it's probably a better avenue. We already have the YouTube Warhammer channel. Heaps of people are subscribed. It gets views. Videos are searchable and discoverable in the YouTube ecosystem itself. You still keep the YouTube channel, and then you have the paywall version, which is Warhammer Plus. You get all these things on there, all these new TV shows, put some money into some high quality battle reports, some higher advanced painting guides and build guides, and do more of that stuff on there. You can still put teasers and free versions of various things on the same channel as a way to get more people to come to there. You're having to move people off a platform that everybody's already on onto another platform where you're already on YouTube, but you already have a big audience there, and expecting people to go from that to another platform, which is like, okay, we've got to click off this platform, download an app, sign up to that, do all that stuff, pay money that way, where if it's on YouTube, click of 2 or 3 buttons and you're already in Warhammer Plus. That's my feeling on it. I feel like it's just not going to hit the mark right. They're not going to get as many people onto Warhammer Plus on a completely different bespoke app than they would if it was integrated into an existing platform. That's basically what it comes down to. I don't know. I have high hopes for it. I think there is a lot of potential. Like I've said, we've got 12 different shows coming out of varying quality as far as we can tell so far, but it opens up the opportunity for more video content. It's interesting. We're going to see how it goes. So it comes in July. I'm not going to sign up straight away. This is the problem. I don't think a lot of people are going to sign up straight away. They won't get as many people because I think people are going to wait and be like, okay, what do we got to do here? Who's running the app? Where do we get the app? How much is it going to cost? What is actually on there? What are your long-term plans? Is it just going to be animation and that's it? Are you going to offer other content? I honestly think they need to offer other content. That's just what it comes down to. 12 shows for their own streaming service. No, I don't think it has to be a streaming service. I kind of want to go into a bit more detail as to what they could do. I'm going to leave the video there, but definitely know what you think in the comments. I'm interested to see. I did put a poll up about this from this morning, and last time I checked, a lot of people were like, I don't think this is a good idea. I've got a bad feeling about this, so we'll see. I'll keep tabs to see how the community feels. I think it'll come down to price, honestly, but who knows how much that's going to be. So that's it. Let me know. I'm out of here. I will see you in the next video. Catch you later.